Yo, and it's crazy that moose just ate like kilos of cocaine.
Kilos.
And then they're making a movie about the moose, you know? And so
what's his name again? Mighty Moose?
Blow Moose?
Blue Moose. Blow Moose. Because the cocaine.
Well, it's Bleu Mou. It's French.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sumo.
What's the real one? What's the bear? What's his name?
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine.
They're really stretching it with the title there. Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, when we brought up, so there's a movie coming out about this is a real life bear in Kentucky. You can Google this.
It's a thriller.
Bear, who ate obviously a thriller. I mean, it's not a murder mystery. So this bear ate 40 kilos of cocaine, and there's only like 4 grams left in this bloodstream, and like went on a rampage, and they made a movie about it. But I like the speed with which, like, I dropped the teaser in the group chat, and then James like had like screenshots on deck, being like, "No, this was real. Like, here's the bear wearing a hat in Kentucky." And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, dude, he was he's like a legend. They have his body, you know, they have him taxidermied. They have like a chain. They have a gold chain around his neck with like a plaque on it that explains the story of the cocaine bear. And I think they constantly change the hat. Sometimes it's like a cowboy hat. Sometimes it's a trucker. You know what I mean? Really depending on the vibe he's going for. But apparently the story, there's a whole big story behind it. And I'd be curious to see whether the film is mostly about the cocaine bear. Because there's like a whole story of these drug runners whose plane went down, and then
I'm sure we get the whole spectrum, right? Like I don't think
so.
In the movie, like I bet Cocaine Bear doesn't even make an appearance until like an hour 10.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you though. You don't think it follows Cocaine Bear's version of this?
Yeah, he's in hibernation. He's eating some fucking acorns.
A plane crashes.
Yeah, but what we were talking about is we were gonna take our bootleg franchise, Blow Moose. And try to take it on the OTCQX, you know what I mean? And so, what would a balance sheet have to look like for an IP company based around a drug-addled moose, James?
Pretty aggressive.
You have some experience in this.
I'll tell you, I actually had a conversation with a really nice guy with a cool business today that he has on the Pinks.
That he can't wait to be compared to the Blow Moose IP franchise.
No. Well, I was just gonna say, he was like, if I could take this all back and not do it this way, I 100% would have not done it this way. Which is like the story of 90% of the real businesses that I know that go to OTC markets, like 10% become super success stories because of the public markets, and the other 90%, the founders of the business are like, man, this public markets thing was just a crazy ride. But how much balance sheet would have to be loaded to the hilt, like very aggressive, just like tons of cash, goodwill, I guess. I mean, the Cocaine Bear's IP is probably tons of goodwill.
Load that puppy up with goodwill with that much coke. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of goodwill.
Yeah, we're going to value that at least $10 million.
Wait, you said 4 pounds, not 3 kilos of coke, but 4 kilos of coke? Yeah.
Street price on cocaine IP.
Yeah. But Cocaine Bear, it was 40 kilos, I think. It was 75 pounds. It was like 70.
Yeah, we've now said the word cocaine enough on this podcast. There's no way this does any good on YouTube. Like, Anchor's flagging the boys. They're being like, that's a podcast where blood running. It's got land force on it.
They probably already flagged that.
Yeah, it's on my lab Bible.
God damn it.
Lab Bible. Sorry. There's 7. Apparently, the story is that it ate 70 pounds, 31.8 kilos. That is like
I was doubtful
amount.
But this is a big bear. Like, this isn't like a little bear, like the kind you read your kids a little story about, like a little bear. It's a big boy.
It's a grizzly. Was it a grizzly?
I don't know. I mean,
it's a whole new breed. Once you add that much cocaine,
it's a coke bear.
I just want to show you guys really quick.
This is an animorph.
This is clearly an animorph. This is clearly. I almost sent Alex Garcia. This is link because I still have my chat with him open.
just drop it.
If you guys take a look at the image on this, you'll see clearly. I mean, it's snow. I'm assuming on this guy, but it seems like a grizzly to me. He's got a sort of grizzly vibe. He's got a grizzly vibe.
Is that
I'm hoping that that's like a pretty close depiction of what it was like.
That looks like a cocaine bear.
I like that the lead is "Step aside, Paddington." It's like, don't come for a national treasure like that, you know?
Yeah, dude. First of all, Paddington. We could do a whole pod on how swagged out Paddington was. You know what I mean? That raincoat, those boots. My God, style. You know what I mean?
He essentially was a muse for Ralph Lauren at the end of the day.
Literally, though.
True.
I mean,
Literally, right? Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway.
Are there other bear muses that we can name?
Other
the
than
Coca-Cola
Cocaine
bears,
Bear?
obviously.
Coca-Cola bears.
Yeah.
Red panda bears, just in general, because they're like kind of like very, very chic raccoons.
Sure. And I'm going to hard transition this. Colin, you've been getting really into art history lately, right?
Yeah, let's go. All right. Here's what we're talking about. So many of you know that Oren and I have a fairly iconic Twitter account called Academia Aesthetics.
One of many inside the Builders Build canon, as I would like to say. It's not our only aesthetically driven history account, which is 100% true.
Canon or content. I thought we were going to call it a content network. Is a canon like synonymous?
Sick, though.
Content canon, yeah.
Content howitzer.
Yo, so this account passed 400,000 Twitter followers over the weekend. First of all, shout out Ozga. It has been absolutely slapping for like 4 or 5 days straight. I'm talking like 8 posts with more than 50,000 likes on them. We're getting like 120 email subs a day these last several days. Oren and I were just texting, and it's like, yo, it's time to make this thing, give this thing its wings, monetize, and put a business behind this. And what do you got, Oren? What do you got?
We're going to workshop that live on the pod with James. James is going to give us the full consultation of how to monetize our art history empire. But first, I'd like to point out some of the posts that are hitting like 78,000 likes, like unheard of numbers. Like Elon's definitely seeing these posts. It's like the level of which this is hitting, and it's like a Renaissance painting of like a puppy, like in like a guy's lap. It's like a suit of armor with like a reflection of like some lilies, like painted in a Monet style. It's really some we're really getting abstract out here. It's crazy what the people of Twitter will want to have in their feeds.
So the first thought here has been Prince, and then we basically have set up an affiliate with art.com, which we haven't really flexed yet. They did not approve the Twitter account directly. They approved the website. So basically, we're building out this gallery on the website, and then those pieces link to the relative art.com product for an affiliate. We're gonna like give that some air and like see if it converts at all, but we're not convinced that that'll be meaningful. So I think where we landed after texting this weekend is do a small collection of prints that we run through a print on demand service, right?
That's right.
I think.
And we also, I think we need to workshop it with the lords. Do we want to talk about the Masterworks fiasco? Has enough time gone by? Do we feel like we're never going to spend money with this again? No.
Okay, don't talk about it. But at some point, is it never?
Bro, that's some bullshit, though. Let the record reflect. Bullshit. Masterworks. That is crazy. The whole thing was crazy.
To be clear, Masterworks is a sponsor of NanoFlips, so there's no way. So we can't go too deep into hating on Masterworks.
That was wild, but top to bottom. Anyway.
I will say, it was wild. As someone who was not, I will tell you. So before I ever met Oren, for the listeners here, Colin hit me up. Like must have been like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I'm about to buy this theme page account with a homie. You trying to get in on it?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't think so." And I'm 99% sure that was the account.
Yeah.
And
of course.
And first, I was like, "There's actually been a couple attempts at monetizing it, and kudos to. There's been other attempts. The NFT wave was also."
Crash and burn, baby. Crash and burn.
We got a check on the Masterworks one. Oh no, it crashed and burn. We gave it a very fair attempt.
You gave it a real market. I actually thought it was a great idea. That I was the physical fucking bust. That shit was sick. I wanted it for my house. Like I thought that one made sense to me.
It had opportunity. It was just the wrong market. But Masterworks, we got a check, and it was a very legitimate check. If we weren't like being like heads of state follow this account.
If you hadn't expected 100x.
Yeah, the president of Yemen follows this account,
Dude,
literally.
Oren and I were having breakfast at Soho House the day you guys did that Masterworks thing. Remember that?
Yeah,
I remember it clearly. And we were like sitting at the table, and I was like, I cannot believe. And it doesn't matter.
I mean, let's probably not go into it too much more, but that's the kind of thing where if it had been only me on that, and I had like called Oren, he'd been like, no way. If it had been only Oren, he called me out, I'd been like, no way. We were both on that. We clarified. We were shocked. We pushed forward. Anyway, that's the end of that.
That's the end of that. But anyway, so you're gonna go at a new run at it, a new run at the monetization.
Yeah. So Prince and affiliate links to Prince. Prince and affiliate links. Is that the best way to describe it? Print on demand and affiliate links is the newest ones.
I think affiliate links for art.com just kind of like in the background because why not? But I don't like. I think that's very passive. So I think we're gonna try a couple things. One is we've had these just massive tweets over recent days, and we're going to just redo the exact same tweet, but there's going to be a URL that links to that piece in the gallery on the website, which then has the affiliate link. And for context, like one of these tweets has like 4 million impressions, right? So we're gonna drop a URL in there where you can buy that print. I'd be surprised if we don't get some action. I don't know how meaningful it will be. I think the real thing that's actually like, okay, we're like doing something with this and something that we could repetitively do and is exciting is a select collection that we do
curation, dare I say
a curation. I think 4 or 5 for the holidays or just like this winter in general of some paintings that we're going to set up with a print on demand service.
And I do think it's worth mentioning too. We've been plugging the email list, and the email list cracked 5,000 this weekend.
Yeah,
and so we have a pretty decent on there too. And so I think the backup that we know we always have there is we could just do promo. If we were just like, cool, like we will retweet, we will put your links inside the newsletter, like we will sell those packages at whatever is there as kind of a backup. We're just hoping that there's something greater. But G-Class, what would you do?
I think you guys are, I mean, candidly, without going backwards in time, I think that probably the best sponsorship for the newsletter is Masterworks. But if we're not looking at Masterworks,
beg to differ.
They can call. They can call whenever they want. Honestly, we have an art history empire. I mean, in fact, literally. I dare say between all the accounts we have and the level of email stratification we have across the various properties, because that's just one of them, we can move the zeitgeist in the art world.
He just said stratification, just in case anybody didn't hear it.
And zeitgeist in the same motherfucking sentence. You know
so I think that probably you guys are more likely to. I think the affiliate for prints is the route. I mean, you go ahead and do 5 or 10 of unique ones that you sell direct. I just think you're more likely. Although I'm sure to that point, there's no license on all these, right? Like they're public domain. Like you can sell all the prints you want.
Anything that we would do with is.
I mean, the way here's how I'd really
talking Van Goghs.
Yeah. Here's how I'd really run it. Yeah. I would sell digital prints like on Etsy. You see those motherfuckers that are doing fucking 50,000 sales of the Mona Lisa, and it's literally a fucking digital download of the Mona Lisa.
No. Those are print on demand, aren't they? I've seen that TikTok too. That guy's doing print on demand, isn't he? Or he's selling a PDF, a high res PDF of the Mona Lisa.
And the reason I believe that.
I'm out. Cancel the pod.
Colin, so I in the image of looking for Slim Aaron's prints for my house, like have found that there's tons of Etsy that is just the high-res PDFs of the prints.
What the fuck?
We're buying a commercial scanner tomorrow, bro. You know what I mean? Like, straight up. That's just I'm appreciating that shit.
So what I would consider is the same way people do this with CPG through Amazon. I mean, I would just see, to your point, Colin, you've preached about this a lot, but see sort of where people are going in that direction, where they're clicking, what they're buying. And then I might open up an Etsy shop and use the newsletter and the Twitter account to like juice it, like the algo, and then let it crank organically through Etsy as well.
Absolutely. I think that when we do this, we'll spin it up on the site, but absolutely do an Etsy just because I know there's action there.
Because I just, so I'm working on this jewelry thing, and a bunch of people monetize jewelry through Etsy, obviously. And I was like, why isn't it just a straight Etsy store? Like, and we can have the website to support it, but like, what if all sales went through there?
Well, bro, Etsy ads crank, and obviously they convert well because you're in that ecosystem. Like marketplaces, right? Amazon converts like 10, 15% just because users are already in that marketplace and in a buying mode. So, yes, I've had luck.
It's like a recognizable brand name. We've got so many impressions now that I think like a good percentage of the earth has seen tweets and seen names like about that. Yeah. Anyone that's on Twitter, right? And so I think that if you're on Etsy, like maybe there's some crossover and being like, oh wow, is that these legends?
I agree. And so more on print on demand. I've always wanted to try a print on demand thing, and
the economics are typically rough. That's why I've never kind of really chased it down. But I think you've dove deeper.
Right. Like, so this account is like very, very elite. Like Oren's not joking when he's joked several times here that like heads of state follow this account and stuff. And it's very like highbrow, right? Where it is fact-based art history tweets. It's like beautiful imagery. It's super high end. And so when we're talking about print on demand for that, we're not going to do like a print full, the 8.5 by 11 that somebody printed out on an inkjet. So I went down the rabbit hole of like, what is the best print on demand for art prints, right? and I'm pretty sure found that it's this company called Prodigy. But I got the sample pack. The sample pack is amazing.
Gorgeous.
They've got
lots of gloss options.
35 different like
You want to
mediums.
put that shit on papyrus, you know what I'm saying? Handcrafted by Egyptian hands.
Really, it's all over. And then they also do framing, yada, yada, yada. So the thought is to go along with this premium brand, we can do either museum quality digital prints, and we can do a decent ticket on them by just not making like the 8x10 available. Where the place where the art.com affiliate falls apart, I think, is that you can get any size on there, which means it's just like you can get a $20 print and nobody wants 10% on $20.
Well, here's the thing. The reality is it depends on the volume. All this really just depends on the volume you're moving, right? Like, because if it's just a little bit, like obviously the affiliate's the way to go. If it starts to be more than it's print on demand, I bet you any print on demand that you found through fucking Google, I bet you if you went and called local print shops, you could find a better deal somewhere in the U.S., right? Like, because like Printful, for example, or any of the ones big print on demand things I know, they're just taking margin because they're running up ads to fucking bring in customers. You know what I mean? You want to find the dude that has not spending 20% of his OpEx on fucking ads.
And that's what this is.
Like, okay. This is the legit one.
This does not connect your Etsy store. Like, this is like.
And then you guys are both China boys. I mean, I bet fucking anything you get this shit printed out in China for.
Yeah, but the problem is then you can send someone a rolled up tube is like the best case scenario of how you get that in there. But like you look at any level of framing or any level of transport or
y'all
like shipping around, it becomes a
I just spent $400 on something that came in a rolled up tube.
Yeah.
Let me just say, if you order art on the internet, it comes in a rolled up tube. It doesn't come framed.
Well, not if you order a stretched canvas, brother. Or framed, because we can do both, right?
I think you guys are. Here's my, and I could be totally wrong. I think your audience is going to be the quick buy. I like this audience, not the $1,000. I'm a huge Manet fan, or Rothko fan, or whatever.
I think we've got to do both. Although I've always had a dream of selling like oversized, like 8x12 foot Rothkos. I used to have one. Print, obviously,
massive. You like get it? You're like this. Yeah, it doesn't even fit on your wall.
Yeah, in New York, the elevator opened into the apartment, and then the Rothko was right there. I'm not even joking.
I think it's like in between that though, and not necessarily framed or on canvas, but like I'm thinking like $70, $80, $120 kind of thing, not $1,000.
So the other consideration that we've talked about that I think neither of us want to do because it involves like doing actual work is we could take the beautiful destinations approach and basically say, all right, cool, we have all these accounts in the art space, and so for other art establishments that are trying to raise their social media profile, we can basically be a social media agency for that. And what's nice about those kind of places and beautiful destinations was the origin of this model, like Inside Travel, is they'll be like, all right, cool, we're going to curate your content plan, we're going to do all your social, but then you're going to get boosted because we're going to feature you on all these accounts that we have. Right. And that's kind of like how those packages sold. And so there's always that option. And I have always considered myself the kind of person that could have the Louvre as a client. I feel like I would do really well on that pitch. I think I'd bring James though, and we need to do the double team, but
I think so. Yeah. I think you guys, no matter what, I think there's money in there.
What do you think we could sell it for right now? If we were saying, all right, so we have between the multiple accounts, we have probably 550,000 followers, we have 5,000 plus email subscribers, we have a website getting hundreds of organics, fully built out. What do you think the value is on Flippa today? Or that's right, no, I don't want to say fuck Flippa because we love them, but I'm saying at the Nano Flips list, what's it looking like?
So I think
wait. I just want to speak really quickly to the goodwill on the balance sheet here.
Pray tell.
Yo, the editor in chief of like the Argentinian Post follows this account. Like literal heads of state. Like
so Janet
Oren's boy Chamath follows this account. David Perel, half of Money Twitter. I bet Tate fucking follows this account. I'm gonna look.
Oren's eyes lit up. Tate?
Yeah,
Tate?
My guy.
After that, can we talk about the Tate thing I found? Because I think that's a great actual segue for this. But what do I think it's worth? I think that it is very much the type of deal that to the average Joe is probably not worth any more than the money you put into it, but to the right person is worth a very good multiple, right? I mean, it becomes a very, very clever roll-in for the right business. But I think
like a mill? So we're talking now, or like 900?
Whoa.
I'm thinking less. I'm thinking you're probably a little less.
So like 250?
I'm thinking probably still a little less.
All right, 200. All right, we'll settle there.
I mean, the reality is, I'm going to tell you the
Camp
truth.
says we're 200 racks. So that's what we're putting down in the newsletter.
I didn't say so much.
Did you? Kind of did.
I would say if you wanted to get really sketchy with it, you could probably bang 10 to 20K a month out of the list pretty quick. But you probably only get that for like 6 or 7 months. You'd be doing pretty black hat, gray hat stuff. I mean, I got into an argument with someone on Twitter recently because they were talking about email submits. And that's in the affiliate world with these pages. Like you see them all the time, like get a free gift card, $100, just put in an email. When I had an affiliate network, we would pay out between $1 and $2 for one of those email submits, right? So the people are out here telling me they're getting $9, $10, $11, $12 for them now, which makes literally zero fucking sense. There is no way that I, as an advertiser, am willing to pay $12 for an email someone entered into a page that literally says, enter your email for a chance to win a free $100 gift card. But my point is that there are probably some interesting caveat. I would never do this. I never suggest anyone do this. But
Sure.
you could probably iframe some interesting CPA offers, cost per action offers, where basically you overlaid it with an image that said like a chance to win this Manet or this Monet or this Rothko.
chance to win this original Monet. A chance to win fractional ownership of this original Monet.
I mean, or
levels.
If you want to run it, you could just actually fractionalize an ownership of the painting yourself and sell it for way over what it's worth.
You know what we should. I bet. Another sponsor. If I'm going to talk too deep, I bet that certain startups in the fractionalized art space have burned a lot of money. And I think that there's probably room for it.
Tell you what, it wasn't by paying creators for promotion. I'll tell you that much. I can't believe the tiny dollar amount some of these fools are taking. Sorry.
There would be we could build a cash flow positive version of that business.
You know what I might try running? I'm not even kidding you. I might try and think ancillary, like maybe art school lead gen. Like, I think you probably get paid crazy fucking money for everyone that applies to, like, Full Sail.
The Rhode Island School of Design.
Yeah. No, I don't think RISD.
No, it's a joke. I don't think you're getting a RISD check. Okay, I'm sorry. Fucking.
You get my point, though. I'm not more like
Slimerans,
I'm not more like Full Sail University.
Like a for-profit, like a Phoenix College.
Yes. Do you guys remember, actually, when we were kids, I don't know if you guys, we're all the same age. So when I was a kid, I used to see these commercials, and it was like, can you draw this? And it would like show you like a cartoon parrot and then a cartoon pirate. And it'd be like, apply to art school today. I remember saying, my mom was like, that's what I want to do. I was like, and she was like, oh, sweetie, I don't know. And I'm a good artist. That's what it was. But it was like clearly just like a hustle to get people to pay like $12,000 for a remote art school program.
One of my good friends in college, he was a little older than everyone because he went and did like 2 or 3 years inside like a photo school, like a gentleman photo school. It's supposed to have like job placement and stuff, and it ended up being like they don't do any of that. You can't get a job after you go to like photography school, so he like had to go to regular college after. And he ended up being in like a class action lawsuit, and they got like a percentage of their tuition back because they didn't offer the claimed job placement services.
There was a bunch of those. Trump University almost got one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it like Trump School of Photography or what?
No, there was a bunch of. So in the past couple of years, there's been a bunch of lawsuits.
So liberal on the pod lately.